Hi everyone, welcome back to another art journal tutorial. And today's tutorial is where I tried some different technique. It did work out, however, I'll let you be the judge of it. And here I'm just, browsing the art journal because it really gives me happiness. And here you can see some of the pages that I have done previously, and the tutorial for all of these pages have been shared on my YouTube channel. So you can check the same. The link for this complete playlist is in my description. Now here is one of the page where from the previous tutorial some of the chalk paint was left and I kind of just put it on the page. So I'm kind of using those colors as my starting point. And what I'm doing right now is just doing some random stamping in the layout that I want to do. So kind of I'm planning to do a vertical and diagonal kind of a layout on both the left and right page, and I used my musical note stamp for the same. Now I wanted to kind of use butterflies as a focal point for this particular page, and that is why I'm using some of the butterflies transfers by CrafTangles. And guys, whatever the products, the supplies, etc. that I'm talking about and using in my tutorial, as always, they'll be linked in the description of my YouTube channel as well as on the blog post. So you can definitely check the same out. So here I'm using some of the butterflies transfers on a dual textured white cardstock. This cardstock particularly can take quite a bit of water. So since we wet the transfers, I have used this particular cardstock. Now as with all the transfers, I have stuck it the design face down, and then I'm adding some water on top of it using a foam brush or a regular brush, whatever works for you. We let the water react with transfers for a couple of seconds, and then I dab on the excess water using a tissue paper roll. And now I will peel the transfers backing off to show you that beautiful design and transferred on the paper. Now once that is done, I am using one of my scissors to kind of do some fussy cutting. Now as always, all the tools that I use, the heating tool, the scissors, the my glass media mat, etc., everything will be linked in the description below. Now once I am happy with all the fussy cutting done, I am kind of planning to do the layout. Now I am kind of selecting the liquid watercolors by CrafTangles, and these colors that I am selecting are similar to the colors of butterflies that I am using. So you'll see I am using one of the brown, which is Cafe Mocha. Then I'll use some of the pinks for the pink butterfly. Now this color is Pretty Peony, and then I'll use some of the blues, which is Ocean Breeze. Now remember that, as I said, since we are kind of combining all these elements together on a page, you need to make sure that you use similar colors in your color scheme in your layout, right? Because you don't want kind of conflicting colors to be used on your layout, because that will not kind of create a seamless piece. So here I am just kind of putting the colors where I feel it will look pretty, and where my focal points will go, which I said is more of a vertical layout. So that is why I'm kind of adding colors in a more vertical fashion on my art journal. And then as always, you know me, I like to add splatters on top of my projects. So that is what I'm doing here. Now once I was happy with how the colors came out, I wanted to just add some more texture. However, I did not want to take away all those beautiful colors that I had added on the background. So what I'm doing is I am using some palette knife and kind of creating some textures again in the same vertical direction using clear texture paste. Now here I'm using CrafTangles clear texture paste rather than a white texture paste, because I wanted the colors to still show through, those vibrant colors. And even though while applying it looks white, once it is dry it will be completely clear. So this is a good texture paste to use when you want to kind of make your own colors, which you could definitely do by adding your own colors. Or if you want to kind of keep the colors that you have added in the background as is, you want to keep their vibrance, which in my case I want to. So that is why I went with a clear rather than a the more traditional white texture paste that most of us use. So I've just made sure that the top layer is a little bit dry so that I can start sticking elements on top of it. Now remember, whatever white part you see in the texture paste, that will dry even further and it will become even more clear and the colors will show through. However, since I was doing the project, I did not want to wait for so many hours for it to air dry. So just so that it's touch dry, using the heating tool, I have done it, and now I will move on to sticking my butterflies using some glue. So I did not want to add a lot of dimension and bulk on this particular project, so I went with a little bit of glue rather than the regular foam tapes which I normally use in a lot of my art journal pages. And here you can see what I had envisioned in terms of the layout. So I have added the vertical butterflies on top of the page. Now here, once the butterflies were stuck, I kind of decided on some of the sentiments that I wanted to go for the top of my butterflies. So now that my butterflies were stuck and I was kind of happy with, the placement of them, the sentiments, etc., I kind of felt that the butterflies were blending into the background. So what I decided was to just pop my butterflies further. So for that, I kind of used this blue color. So this blue is Ocean Breeze liquid watercolors, and as you can see, this is quite contrasting of the colors of the butterflies I have used. So as you can see, once I added that blue, the butterflies popped onto my page. And then kind of just to do some doodling here and there, I'm using my Sakura Pigma Micron pen just to add some lines, some shadows here and there. This will, what it will do is it will just add some artistic interest and it will give you an illusion that I have kind of drawn these butterflies in a very random abstract watercolor kind of a look. And I think I'll call this page done. I really enjoyed using butterflies as my focal point and the play of colors. And this particular page does not use a lot of supplies, and that was the idea, just to use a little bit of supplies and kind of do an art journal page. So I hope you enjoyed today's art journal tutorial and it kind of gave you an idea on how you could use some of the supplies that you have. As always, I leave you with a lot of close-ups of the page that I have created. And guys, don't forget to like and comment, and if you like my tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with a lot of art journal tutorials for you all, and very soon. Till then guys, take care. Bye bye.